Next topic, simple oxides. Simple oxides means if an oxide reacts with water, then acid is formed, then the corresponding oxide is considered as acidic nature. If an oxide reacts with water, then base is formed, then the corresponding oxide is considered as basic nature. If an oxide reacts with acid as well as base, then it is considered as amphoteric oxide. For example, SO2 reacts with water, then H2SO3 is formed. This is what? Acid. So that SO2 is acidic nature. So for one more example, CaO reacts with H2, then CaOH2S will be formed. This is what? Base. So that CaO has basic nature. See, in this case, Al2O3 reacts with HCl, Al2O3 reacts with NaOH. That means in this case, Al2O3 can react with acid and base. So that Al2O3 is considered as amphoteric oxide. If an oxide neither reacts with acid or base nor base, then that oxide is considered as neutral. That, for example, NaCO. These are not able to react with the acids and bases. This is about simple oxides. Next one, oxygen preparation. As we discussed nitrogen preparation in 15th group elements, here we have to discuss preparation of oxygen. By the decomposition of chlorides, oxides, permanganate oxygen is liberated. That means when chloride compounds, oxide compounds and permanganate compounds undergo decomposition, for example nitrate, NaNO2, when it undergoes heating, oxygen will be liberated along with NaNO2. This is chlorate, potassium chlorate. When this compound undergoes heating, then also we get oxygen along with KCl. This is oxide, mercuric oxide. When this compound also heating, then we get oxygen. Potassium permanganate, when this compound also heating, then also we get oxygen along with K2MnO4 MnO2. So these are the what preparations of oxygen from nitrates, chlorides, oxides and permanganates. Next, on large scale, that means more amount, it is prepared by electrolysis of water. That means when water undergo electrolysis, then we get more amount of oxygen. Next, properties of oxygen. It is colorless, odorless gas. Next, it liquefies at 90 Kelvin temperature and freezes at 15 Kelvin temperature. That means at 90 Kelvin temperature, gaseous oxygen will be converted into liquid, and at 50 Kelvin temperature, gaseous oxygen will be converted into solid. Next, except very few metals, for example gold, platinum, almost all metals and non-metals reacts with oxygen. For example, sulfur. When sulfur reacts with oxygen, then SO2 will be formed. When carbon reacts with oxygen, then CO2 will be formed. When aluminum reacts with oxygen, then Al2O3 will be formed. When phosphorus reacts with oxygen, then P4O10 will be formed. When methane reacts with oxygen, then CO10 to H2O will be formed. So that means these are what? Properties of oxygen. So this is all about oxygen. Next topic, ozone. Ozone, we know the molecular form of ozone is what? O3. It is an allotropic form of oxygen. It is an allotropic form of oxygen. It is also called oxygen dioxide because O3, we can write it as OO2, OO2, CO2 carbon dioxide, SO2 sulfur dioxide, like that OO2 oxygen dioxide. So it is formed from atmosphere in stratosphere. It is formed from atmosphere in stratosphere. That means ozone is present in stratosphere. That means it can be obtained in stratosphere only. It acts as pollutant in troposphere. That means we are in troposphere now. So in troposphere it acts as pollutant, but in stratosphere it acts as protector. That means it protects human beings from UV rays which are coming from sunlight. Preparation. When pure cold dry oxygen, that means preparation of ozone. When pure cold dry oxygen is passed to a discharge tube, then 100% ozone is formed. This is called ozonized oxygen. When pure cold dry oxygen is passed through a discharge tube, then we get 100% ozone. That is called ozonized oxygen. Next, formation of ozone is an endothermic process. That means it will be absorbed. See, this is oxygen. When this oxygen is passed through discharge tube, then we get ozone. Due to this during this process, this much amount of heat will be absorbed. That is why it is endothermic process. Endothermic process properties. Pure ozone is pale blue gas, dark blue color liquid, and violet black color solid. This is very important point. Pure ozone is a pale blue gas. Pale blue gas. That means when ozone is present in gaseous state, it is in pale blue color. When ozone is present in liquid state, it is in dark blue color liquid. When ozone is present in solid state, it is in violet black color. Next, ozone is thermodynamically unstable. Thermodynamically unstable. Due to that, it liberates nascent oxygen. Nascent oxygen. This is called nascent oxygen. And single oxygen atom is called nascent oxygen. That means powerful oxygen atom. Due to the presence of nascent oxygen, it is more reactive. Due to liberation of nascent oxygen, ozone acts as powerful oxidizing agent. That means it readily loses its oxygen atom to another substance. That means very powerful oxidizing agent. Next one. Estimation of ozone. Estimation of ozone. When ozone, that means estimation means how to estimate ozone. Means how much amount of ozone present in given compound. That is the meaning. Suppose when ozone reacts with potassium iodide along with water, then we get potassium hydroxide and I2 and O2. This is very important one, 2 marks question. When this liberated iodine passes through hypo solution, hypo, that means Na2S2O3, that is called hypo, then we get that means then we can identify how much amount of ozone present in that solution. That means hypo is a estimating agent. So what is the point here? When ozone reacts with potassium iodide, then iodine is formed. The liberated iodine is titration against hypo solution, which is used to estimate the ozone. Next, properties of ozone. When NO reacts with O3, then we get NO2 and O2. When PBS reacts with O3, then we get PBSO4 and O2. These are the reactions of ozone, you should remember. Next, uses. It acts as germicides, disinfecting agent for sterilization of water. Next, it acts as oxidizing agent for the manufacturing of potassium permanganate. It is used as bleaching agent for ivory, starch, this is flour, starch, flour, etc. That means when we clean these things, we use ozone. So these are the points. This is all about ozone. Next topic, allotropes of sulfur. What is allotropy? Existence of an element in different physical forms but exhibit same chemical properties. Existence of elements in different physical forms but exhibit same chemical properties, that is called allotropy. Allotropes of sulfur. There are 2 allotropes. The one is rhombic sulfur, one more is monoclinic sulfur. Rhombic sulfur, monoclinic sulfur. Rhombic sulfur. It is prepared by evaporating roll sulfur in the presence of CS2. Roll sulfur means sulfur is present in sticks, that is called roll sulfur. When sulfur is present in sticks and rods, that is called roll sulfur. When that sulfur undergo evaporating then in the presence of CS2, then we get rhombic sulfur. It is insoluble in water but more soluble in organic compounds like alcohol, ether, etc. Its melting point is 385 Kelvin. Its specific gravity is 2.08. This is about rhombic sulfur. Then what about monoclinic sulfur? It is prepared by heating rhombic sulfur. That means from rhombic sulfur we can get monoclinic sulfur. Its specific gravity is 1.95. Above 369 Kelvin temperature, beta form is more stable. Below 369 Kelvin temperature, alpha form is more stable. Alpha form means rhombic form, beta form means monoclinic form. But at 369 Kelvin temperature, both the forms are stable. So this 369 temperature is considered as transition temperature. Transition temperature. Both forms of sulfur have puckered ring structure. This is the puckered ring structure. I told you already, atomicity of sulfur is how much? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here one point is there. What is the covalency of sulfur? 2. What is the meaning of covalency? Number of bonds formed by an atom in a molecule. See, if you consider any sulfur that will be formed, how many bonds? 2 bonds. Here this sulfur forms 2 bonds, this sulfur forms 2 bonds. So if you take any sulfur, then that sulfur forms only 2 bonds. That is why that is considered as covalency of sulfur. Next, on heating sulfur, on heating S8 becomes S6, S6 becomes S4, and finally S4 becomes S2. Next, the structure of S2 is similar to O2. That is, it contains 2 unpaired electrons, hence it is paramagnetic. We discussed already structure of O2 in chemical bonding chapter according to MOID, molecular orbital energy diagram. There oxygen contains 2 unpaired electrons, that is why it is paramagnetic. Like that, S2 also having 2 unpaired electrons, so that it is paramagnetic. So that both are having same structures. This is about allotropes of sulfur. Next one, sulfur dioxide. When sulfur directly combines with atmospheric oxygen, then SO2 will be formed along with traces of, that means there is few amount of SO3. When sulfur reacts with oxygen, then we get SO2. That is the preparation method of SO2. This is laboratory method. That means in laboratory it is prepared by sulfides reacts with dilute acids. That means when Na2SO3 reacts with HCl, then we get SO2, NaCl and H2O. SO2, NaCl and H2O. This is the laboratory method. Next, this is industrial method. That means when zinc sulfide, that means this is the ore of sulfur. When this zinc sulfide reacts with oxygen, then also we get sulfur dioxide along with the ZnO. So these are the preparation methods of SO2. Next, properties. It is a colorless gas with a pungent smell. This is a colorless gas with a pungent smell. Next, when SO2 reacts with water, it forms H2SO3. When SO2 reacts with Cl2, it forms SO2Cl2. When SO2 reacts with O2 in the presence of V2O, it forms SO3. When Na2SO3 reacts with SO2 in the presence of H2O, then we get NaHSO3. Moist SO2, moist, that means little bit water is present in SO2. Moist SO2 acts as reducing agent, so that it reduces ferric ions and manganate ions. So these are the examples regarding that one. When ferric ions reacts with SO2, then it becomes ferrous ions. That means oxygen state decreases, so that means SO2 reduces ferric ions. Here MnO4 minus Mn having +7, here +2. That means here manganese oxygen state decreases, so that SO2 acts as reducing nature. When SO2 reacts with NaOH, then we get Na2SO3 and H2O. All these points are very important. Here nothing is there to explain, but you have to practice all these equations carefully. Next one, structure of SO2. SO2. This is the structure. If you see these two structures, here what is the difference? Position of atoms are not different. Position of bonds are different. Pi bonds are different. Here pi bond is present right side, here pi bond is present left side. That means these two are considered as resonance structure. This is what? Resonance hybrid. How it is formed? The combining of resonance structures is called resonance hybrid. The combining of resonance structures is called resonance hybrid. So in SO2, the two SO bond lengths, that means when any compound exhibits resonance structures, their bond length will be equal. If in SO2, the two SO bond lengths are similar, because it exhibits resonance structure. So here one important one mark question is there. What is that? Why two bond lengths of SO are similar in SO2? What is the answer? SO2 exhibit resonance structure. That's all. Due to exhibition of resonance structures of SO2, it is having equal bond lengths. That's all. Next, uses. It is used in the refining of petroleum and sugar. Next, it is used as bleaching agent for silk and wool. Next, it is used as anti-chlor. Anti-chlor means removal of excess of chlorine. Removal of excess of chlorine. That means when SO2 reacts with chlorine in the presence of water, then this SO2 removes all chlorine as in the form of HCl. That is why SO2 acts as anti-chlor. Anti-chlor means removal of chlorine. So all these are what? Properties of SO2. All this regarding sulfur dioxide. Thank you.